It starts quietly. No one notices at first. You're 7 years old, staring into the eyes of a parent who's falling apart. Maybe it's addiction, maybe it's anger, or maybe it's that heavy, hollow silence of someone too broken to show up anymore. And in that silence, something ancient wakes inside you. If I don't hold everything together, no one will. That's the moment a child disappears, not physically, but emotionally. You start to smile more, cry less. You learn to read every shift in the room before you speak. You become the peacekeeper, the fixer, the one who makes sure everything looks fine and people notice. You're so mature, you're so responsible, you're so strong, but no one ever asks, at what cost? This is the invisible grief of those who grew up too soon, because the body gets older, but the child inside stays trapped, still trying to keep everyone from falling apart. When children are forced to emotionally support adults instead of being supported, psychologists call it parentification. It sounds clinical, but in reality, it's heartbreaking. It's when a child becomes the parent, the caregiver, the therapist, the protector. It doesn't just change your childhood. It rewires your nervous system. You become hypervigilant, always scanning for danger, walking on eggshells, learning that love must be earned through peacekeeping. Your needs become threats. Theirs become law. So you disappear, not from the world, but from yourself. In your place grows the good version of you, the quiet achiever, the reliable one, the friend who always listens but never shares. You wear that mask so well, even you start to believe it. But underneath, something aches, something screams. Why didn't anyone protect me? As you grow up, that ache takes new forms. You might become fiercely independent, refusing help, pushing people away, never truly safe in love. You might feel numb when you should feel joy, because happiness feels suspicious, unearned, even dangerous. You might chase productivity because being useful is the only way you've ever felt worthy. And the worst part, you don't even know you're still surviving, because when dysfunction becomes normal, chaos feels like home, stillness feels wrong, peace feels unsafe, love feels like something you'll have to repay. You didn't choose this, you adapted to it, because every child will trade authenticity for attachment. It's not weakness, it's survival. But what once saved you now imprisons you. You become the adult who comforts everyone but can't be comforted, the lover who can't trust gentleness, the friend who apologizes for crying, the worker who mistakes exhaustion for success. And deep down, all you really want is for someone to see you, to look past the strong facade and whisper, you don't have to hold it all anymore. That's the unmet need, not of the adult you've become, but of the child who never got to be a child. Healing doesn't start with fixing. It starts with witnessing, sitting beside that child and saying, it wasn't your fault. You didn't deserve that. You were just a kid. You get to rest now. That's what shadow work really is, not pretending to be healed. Not bypassing the pain with positivity, but finally turning toward yourself and saying, I see you now, I hear you now, and I'm not leaving. It's brutal work. It means grieving birthdays where no one showed up, crying for the innocence you lost while taking care of people who should have taken care of you. But that grief isn't weakness, it's proof that the frozen parts of you are thawing. And as they thaw, you start to notice patterns. You overfunction in relationships. You give too much. You say yes when your soul is screaming no. You confuse boundaries with betrayal. You mistake anxiety for intuition. These aren't flaws. They're echoes of survival. And the beautiful truth, they can be unlearned. When you stop idolizing your strength, you begin to honor your wounds. You start asking that inner child, what did I need back then that I never got? And slowly, you give those things to yourself, not to rewrite the past, but to finally stop reliving it. Carl Jung once said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. And he was right, because healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. If you grew up too fast, listen, your maturity was never the problem. The problem was that you had no choice. But now, you do. You can choose softness. You can choose rest. You can choose to stop managing everyone else's emotions and start feeling your own. It won't happen overnight. There will be days when you feel like a child again, scared, raw, tender, good. That's healing. Let that child come home. Let them cry. Let them play. Let them finally be seen. Because you're not broken. You're becoming whole. And maybe for the first time, you're finally growing up the right way. Not through fear, not through pressure, but through love, truth, and the quiet permission to simply exist.